Hello everyone, myself Dr. Manoj Kumar, working as an assistant professor in Department of EC at MLR Institute of Technology, Hyderabad. Today I am going to deliver a lecture talk on thermocouple. This is basic overview of my presentation. First of all, I would like to discuss the basic of thermocouple. After that, I will take classification of different types of thermocouple. Thereafter, I will be discussing the construction, working principle, and finally some of the application of thermocouple. So basically, what is thermocouple? Thermocouple is a temperature measuring sensors, which is nothing but it is the two different metal wires connected at one end, and from other end we take the voltage. So thermocouple is nothing, a temperature measuring sensors. Like that, in the figure we can see that in industry, instead of thermometer we are using the thermocouple to measure high temperatures, because thermometer fails to measure high temperature. So we are basically using thermocouples in the industry to measure the temperature of any liquid. So thermocouple is very important device for a industry. So it is nothing but a temperature measuring sensors. So here we can see that there are different types of thermocouple: type K, type J, type T, type S, type R, type N. So what is difference between all its type? They are made up of different metals wires. We can see that in type K we are using the chromel and alumel. Chromel means chromium based alloy. Alumel means aluminum based alloy. Here in type T we can see that it is made up of copper and tungsten. So in thermocouple we should remember that two dissimilar metals should be there. Suppose if you want to make a thermocouple, we have to take metal 1 and another wire metal 2 and join at one end. When we will hit this end, some of the voltage will generated here. So in this way, thermocouple, we have to remember, it requires two different metal wires connected at one end, and at the other end we will get some of the voltage proportional to the hitting at the junction which is connected to each other. So based on the nature of metals, two dissimilar metals, we have different category of classifications. First, we can see the type K. How we can make the type K? Just use the chromel metal and alumel metal and join them at one end. After joining, from other end we can take the voltage. So if we hit one end, from the other end we can get the proportional voltage according to the heating of junctions. So here the temperature is being converted to the voltage. So in this way we can analyze the temperature of anything. So type J, type T, type S, and also in each type we can see that measuring temperature range is also different. In type K we can measure the temperature from minus 200 degrees Celsius to 1350 degrees Celsius. In type T we can see that we can measure the temperature from minus 200 degrees Celsius to 350 degrees Celsius. In type N we can see that we can measure the minus 200 degrees Celsius to 1300 degrees Celsius. And also I have mentioned some of the application, general industrial application. Type J can be used for the temperature environment monitoring, and type T can be used for the cryogenics and refrigeration temperature recording. So basically, depending on the different application, we can take the different type of the thermocouple for its use. Now construction. First of all, we would like to see how the thermocouple are made up. Here we can say we have taken two wires, type A metal wire and type B metal wire. Just take the two wires and join the two wires at one end like this as shown in the figure. Other end you connect one millivolt meter. So if you heat this end which is joined together, proportionally some amount of the voltage will be generated. So in this way, the temperature of this junction can be calibrated in terms of voltage. So here, what are the basic components of thermocouple? We have to ensure a hot junction as shown in the figure, a cold junction for its reference scale, because we are measuring the junction temperature with the help of some reference junction. Then we require some insulation to avoid the short circuiting, and the protective sheath to protect it from the harsh environment. What is the working principle of a thermocouple? Thermocouple is based on the Seebeck effect. What is Seebeck effect? Wherever there is temperature gradient, there a Seebeck voltage is generated. Here we can see that whenever two dissimilar metals are joined and provided a temperature gradient, proportionally a voltage which is also known as Seebeck voltage will be generated. Generally, in thermocouple, we have seen that in millivolt you will get the voltage generation. How process we can see that hot junctions measures the known temperature, already we discussed. Cold junction act as a reference point, and the voltage difference between these two junctions are converted into voltage, and finally it is calibrated. Here we can say that, see that how this temperature of a junction is related to voltage. V is equal to S into delta T. V is the output voltage across the thermocouple, S is the Seebeck coefficient, and delta T is the change in the temperature. When more change in the temperature, proportionally there is more generation of the voltage across the thermocouple. So in this way, the temperature can be converted into voltage, and we can directly measure the temperature which is calibrated in terms of voltage. Now, what are the application? Already we discussed some of the application of the thermocouple. It is widely used in the industries. Industry can't use the thermometer like we are using in the home. Industry always use the thermocouples. It is also used in HVAC systems, automotive industries, and also in aerospace. So this was some of the application of the thermocouple. Thank you.